President Trump tweeting about illegal immigration this morning. Here it is. I'm sorry to have to reiterate that there are serious and unpleasant consequences to crossing the border into the United States illegally. If there were no serious consequences, our country would be overrun with people trying to get in, and our system could not handle it. Come on in, former acting ICE director and Fox News contributor Thomas Homan. Tom, you were at the White House yesterday for this event honoring ICE officials, but I believe that you guys are now the villains. The left, the Democrats, will characterize you as the villains, and it's never going to change. What do you say?
Well, first of all, I was not at the White House yesterday. Something got lost in translation. I was invited, but I actually was in Atlanta with 7 high school buddies of mine.
Oh, my apologies, Tom.
Who are all American patriots, by the way, and all support this president.
Good.
But look, I thought I knew about the event. I knew it was coming, and I thought it was a great event. I watched the tape this morning. This president stands by his words. He's got the backs of Border Patrol agents and ICE agents. But you're right. The far left wants to continue to vilify the men and women of Border Patrol and ICE for merely enforcing the laws.
You're almost the enemy now. I mean, I don't think that's putting it too strongly. That's the way the left sees you guys. They want to abolish you in the first place and villainize you in the second.
Well, if I'm the enemy to people like Governor Cuomo and Senator Gillibrand and the rest of them, I'll wear that as a badge of honor. Because I think America wants border protection. I think America wants criminals removed from this country. I think America supports law enforcement. So for the far left, have at it. I'll wear that as a badge of honor.
Do you think that this abolish ICE movement will really come to anything? Because I got to tell you, Tom, I don't. I simply cannot imagine that border enforcement will be dispensed with. I just can't see that happening. What about you?
No, I don't see it happen. Look, as I said, the true Americans, you know, they expect law enforcement officers to enforce the law. And if they abolish ICE, let's just talk. If they abolish ICE, if you get by the Border Patrol and enter this country legally, you're here to stay because no one's looking for you. You know, look how many MS-13 people they've arrested. Look at the Nazi war criminals just removed yesterday by ICE. Look at the number of drug trafficking cases and gun trafficking cases, and child predators have been arrested. No, American people, they want law enforcement to do their job, and they want to feel safe in their neighborhoods. They have a right to feel safe in their neighborhoods.
Tom, may I just expound on something that was on the screen a moment ago? That was a picture of the former Nazi labor camp guard who is now 95 years old. ICE picked him up in Queens, New York, and sent him out of the country. He's gone back to Germany. I suspect that this is one enforcement action which will not be criticized at all, right?
I'm sure there's going to be someone to criticize it, but I came to headquarters in D.C. in 2009. We've been trying to remove this guy for a number of years. You know what's changed? We got a president that takes us seriously. We used to have 22 countries that didn't want to accept to return their nationals that were committed crimes. It is now at 9 because the pressure this president has put on these other countries. So, you know, President Trump takes a lot of credit for this, and he should have a lot of credit for this.
Now, that's interesting. I did not know that there were nearly 24 countries which said, no, we're not taking anybody back. That's it. We're not taking them back. And now, what's it down to? 9 countries saying that?
It was 9 when I left the agency a month and a half ago, and because this president's holding these countries accountable. You are going to take them back. He's held DOJ, DHS, Department of State accountable. When he found out about this issue, he took it head on, and we went from 22 to 9. And when I left, we had visa revocation requests on another 6 to get it down to 3. So I don't know what it is right now, but this president took the bull by the horns on this, and I think the American people need to understand that and need to thank him for it.
We'll call it progress. Tom Homan, as always, thanks for being with us, sir. Always appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.